Farm City is the only place to be this weekend, as the NCAA is going to crown all of its men's lacrosse champions at M&T Bank Stadium. It's a weekend festival kicking off Friday and concluding on Monday. Now, joining us this morning, talking about just how special this event is, Johns Hopkins lacrosse head coach Dave Petramala and Stevenson head coach Paul Cantabene. Now, guys, this is a huge weekend, and if you're a lacrosse fan on the Atlantic coast, you've got to be here, don't you?
I think in general, if you're a lacrosse fan anywhere, you have to be here. This has become a giant event like the Final Four in basketball, and the local schools, Towson, Loyola, Hopkins, and UMBC have done a great job of being involved in bringing it here to Baltimore, and the economic impact it'll have and the social impact it'll have is just phenomenal.
Now, Coach, he just brought up the fact about it's like the Final Four, but this is something that brings in the Final Four of all of its divisions, and that's unique with the NCAA, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really different than like the basketball or football and how they do their things. It brings all the different divisions, 3, 2, 1 together, and I think that's kind of unique about our sport, that we're able to do that and keep everybody involved, and I think it's really a special time for lacrosse, especially bringing all the different fans from those different teams and the culture that's developed out in the parking lots and seeing old friends. I think that's something that's very special to our sport.
Now, Coach, you may not be able to get out there with the fans sometimes with the tailgating and the pregame festivities, but the atmosphere for a lacrosse match coming up this weekend, what we can see from Friday through Monday, it's going to be pretty electric, isn't it?
It is an electric environment. Paul mentioned the tailgating that goes on. You've got groups from all over the country. You've got schools represented from here in Maryland and other areas, and I just think it's become an unbelievable festival with close to 50,000 people in a professional stadium. Not only has it been good for Baltimore, but it's been tremendous for our sport all around the country.
This seems to be one of the sports that's really gaining some popularity right now nationwide. We've got the staples with the NCAA, we've got our football, we've got our basketball, baseball's coming up in the South. Lacrosse really seems to be getting into its own as well.
Yeah, it's across the whole country. Just on my team at Stevenson, we got kids from Illinois, a kid coming from Tennessee, a Florida kid, from all over. Dave's got a great goaltender from Arizona, I believe, who's done great for them, and Texas has got some great lacrosse. So it's just not anymore just a Maryland or a mid-Atlantic type thing. It's all across the country, and I think that's one of the great parts about our sport, is that you'll find great players all over the country now that can really play, and I think that's what brings in the parity into lacrosse now. That's why you'll see in the Division I, none of the top 4 seeds went there, or in Division III, the top 2 seeds got knocked out early, and I think that's really something great for the sport, is that teams know that if they weren't the best team during the regular season, they can still get there during the postseason.
For a novice who may come to see this for the weekend, they're going to get the real taste of it, and they're going to get it across the board from D3, D2, and to D1 as well. What should we expect? What are some things to look out for as we see our first lacrosse match?
For a novice, I would say go to all the divisional games. People tend to think of lacrosse often as just Division I, and I've gone to the Division III championships, and there's some phenomenal lacrosse. So my recommendation would be to enjoy the lacrosse across the divisions. Is the Division I game, go to the Division I games, go to the Division II games and Division III, and you'll find that the lacrosse is exciting at every level. It certainly will continue to pique the interest of young kids that are trying to get involved in the sport.
All right, Coach, continued success.
Thank you very much.
And to you as well, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, the event's coming up. Let's take a look at it full screen for you, because this is a weekend of events beginning Friday with a pep rally at 5 to 7, and then we got games. We got games on Saturday into Sunday, and then again on Monday. So it's a full plate across the board. D1 semifinals at 4 and 6:30. D2 and D3 championships going to be on Sunday, and then the D1 finals coming up on Monday. Megan?